Japanese call it kismet. It's a lucky coincidence. That's what I was thinking this morning when I got an email from one of our best correspondents, Larry, down in St. Louis. And of course, we can't mention St. Louis without tipping our hat to Catfish Jenkins down there, another great St. Louis correspondent. Anyway, he sent me a video saying, "Colin, I can't believe this. I don't know how I can't get my mind around it. And let's see if you can do any better than I can with it." Well, at the exact same time Larry sent me that, somebody else sent me this other video, the second video you're going to see, which helps Larry and me get our mind around what we just saw in the first video. Give it a watch.
New at 10, a St. Louis woman seems pretty amused about being charged in a purse snatching case in Fairview Heights. Police say 23-year-old Lachey Anderson told a woman in the parking lot of St. Clair Square Mall that she was stranded. As the woman got out her purse to give her change, Anderson took it, running away after a struggle. That was Saturday. On Sunday, Anderson was arrested in Brentwood, caught red-handed with the woman's property. This smiling photo is her mugshot.
Explain for our viewers why it's a racial slur.
The reality is that white Americans have created the conditions that require a phrase like Black Lives Matter. Do you know what I would give to live in a world where I didn't have to say Black Lives Matter? Do you know how horrific it is to grow up as a child in a world that so hates you?
No, I don't.
That you have to literally say to other people, my life matters. And they're like, well, everybody's lives matter. While you're literally being gunned down in the street, while you're being rounded up and mass incarcerated and forced into prison slavery. Black Lives Matter is not a strong enough statement for me, right?
Black Lives Matter activists have disrupted several political rallies, often those of Democrats.
Thank you, Seattle, for being one of the most progressive cities in the United States of America.
Marissa's group showed up at a Bernie Sanders event in Seattle last August.
You need to let me speak or I will shut it down. Get out of my face.
The crowd didn't like it.
I was going to tell Bernie how racist this city is, filled with its progressives, but you already did it for me. Thank you.
I talked to Johnson at the same stage in Seattle's Westlake Park.
So you just ran up and you grabbed the microphone from him.
We didn't. We ran up and we started saying, "Hey, you're going to let us speak."
What were people screaming at you when you were out there?
They were chanting Bernie's name. They were calling for the police to arrest us and to tase us.
Then these were all Democrats. These were all liberals.
They were all people out of Bernie Sanders, though, so I would assume.
Why Bernie Sanders? He's the far left candidate. Don't get any further to the left than him.
Left for white folks, right? He's left for the needs and concerns of mainstream white America.
So does that suggest that Democratic policies are failing folks like you?
I think for Black Americans in particular, we have to look completely outside of the system. I don't think anybody's put any policies that remotely even speak to what we're getting at.
Both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton have made overtures to the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yes, they do, and I'm going to talk a lot about that.
But I'm not crazy about being interrupted by anybody anytime. Well, I've met with a number of groups, Black Lives Matter groups, and I think what I was sensitized to is maybe a little bit more about what is going on in the African-American communities in terms of their relationship with the police.
At this point, they're forced to do something. The Democrats have always been reliant on the Black vote. Part of what we're doing is waking Black voters up to sort of their power as a voting bloc within the Democratic Party.
Has the Democratic Party taken African-American voters for granted?
Consistently, always. Always and forever.
Johnson feels it will take a lot more than is being offered so far to heal the racial divide.
What it's going to take to dismantle white supremacy is white folks actually got to give up something. You have to actually sacrifice yourself. You have to be willing to give up the things that you currently benefit from.
Please. I watched as my daughter, Sandra Blue.
Just the other night, I was out with one of my friends in a nice part of Wilmington, Delaware. It's supposed to be the crime-free part. And my friend's wife was telling me how within the last few months, how in the shopping center where we were, there were 4 episodes, exactly what we just saw here. 4, suburban housewives were coming out of the store, filling up their car, and they were robbed by black people in the parking lot. And no one ever saw a thing about it in the newspaper. Then she started telling me of her recent, within the last couple of weeks, adventure at Chuck E. Cheese. A lot of drama with a black family. Black kid, a black kid attacked their daughter. So their son, like under 5. So their son, who's like 5 or 6, he came over, and he pushed the kid away from his sister. Next thing you know, the mom's over there because the kid went over and told the black mom, that this white boy was beating him up for no reason whatsoever. So the mom came over and started trying to create all sorts of argy-bargy, and that's how it ended. So it's amazing how much of this stuff's going on out there. It's amazing how many people think they're entitled to do that because of this, because they believe in the greatest lie of our generation, the hoax of black victimization. And they also believe in obeying the greatest rule of our generation, one that can never be disobeyed. Don't make the black kids angry.